Okay guys, so the first thing we're gonna do is to put some water in our pot and put it on the stove. Alright, you don't want to use a lot of water. Now I'm using just a little over a cup of water, and I added some salt, so I'm gonna allow it to come up to a boil. Now here I have some carrots that are cut, and I have quarter cup of rolled oats. Now my oats is the coarse oats. Now you can use the instant oats if you like, but this is the one that I had, so may I work with it. Alright, so wash and scrape the outer part of your carrot, then I cut it into some small pieces. Now I have some milk here, so I'm gonna use it to soak my oats. Now bear in mind that you could always use water if you want. Alright guys, so if you don't feel like you want to use no milk for soak your oats, go ahead and use some water. I went ahead guys and mix up the oats, and I realized that it needed some more milk. So you're not gonna see when I added some water to it, but I did guys. So I'm gonna be using some flaxseed for the recipe. Now flaxseed is very healthy. Now it's a whole flaxseed. So I chose to soak mine, but what if you are not that type of person to soak it for maybe about 2 to 3 minutes? Then you don't have to. Alright, so when the water boils up, you want to add your carrots. Now guys, as you can see, it's not much liquid to cook the carrot. You don't need no 1 cup of liquid guys, because remember the punch we make. The liquid, when the carrot don't boil, it has nutrients, so you don't want to discard it. So we don't want to add 1 olive with a spoil with punch. Alright, so I did add some cinnamon because I love when my carrot cook it flavor. So I use some salt and cinnamon to flavor my carrot. Now you can always use a cinnamon leaf if you choose. Alright, now I have some raw peanuts in the pack as well. Alright, so I'm going to soak my peanut, I'm going to soak my flax seed. Now I choose to soak mine. You don't necessarily have to, but for me, when I soak it, it becomes softer and it blends faster. Alright, so if you have a high power blender, mine is just a simple Hamilton Beach blender. Alright, so my one maybe not fancy as yours, so based on how your blender works, then you will know if you want to soak it or not. Alright guys, so I'm gonna add like a heaping teaspoon of flaxseed. Now you can add more, but for me, I don't need no more than that, so that's just enough for me. I'm gonna add some water, so maybe about 4 tablespoons of water or so. Alright, so I'm gonna be using the whole bag of peanuts. Now if you like guys, you could use more or less, but the amount of peanut that I used, it's maybe about a cup or a little over a cup of peanuts. Alright, so now guys, you're supposed to wash your peanuts. Even though them did not pack, wash it. I am going to wash mine, but it was when I realized I stopped, left to wash it, and then I come back. Alright guys, so make sure you wash your peanuts, you know, because even though it ain't in the pack, it's still not clean. So wash it, then you add some water to it just to soak it. Alright, so my peanuts soak until the carrot done boil and partially cooled. Alright, so we're gonna test if the carrot fully cooked or 3/4 way cooked then. So I did test it, and for me, I wanted it to cook some more. Now you could always put out the flame at this point, but I want mine to cook a little bit more, like a minute more. So guys, at this point I'm gonna put out the flame as I said earlier, and then I'm going to allow my carrots to partially cool. Now I'm not gonna add no hot carrot in my blender, but if you like, you can go ahead and do so. Alright, so my carrot is partially cooled, so I'm gonna transfer it into the blender. Now because I didn't have a lot of liquid left in the pot, I transferred all of that liquid, because remember guys, you have all the nutrients from the carrot, so you don't want to dispose it. Alright, so if I did add some cinnamon leaf in your pot for boil your carrot, then you want to remove the cinnamon leaf. Alright, I did transfer the container with all of that peanut and the water in the blender. I'm gonna transfer the water with my flaxseed in the blender too. Alright, because whatever nutrients will soak out in the peanut from the peanut or the flaxseed go in the liquid, not the water, so you don't want to dispose it. Alright guys, Yes, I'm also going to add my soaked oats, and then we're gonna move on from there. All right, guys. Now, if you like, you could add more oats. I don't like my punch to be extremely thick, because you know, as it cools, it's gonna become thicker. And the flaxseed will thicken your punch as well. So depending on the amount of punch you're making or the thickness that you like, then you add the oats and the flaxseed to your desire. Alright, so I'm gonna cover, allow it to blend, and then when it's 3/4 way blended, I'm gonna come back and show you what I do next. Alright, guys. So now, guys, this is almost fully blended, so I'm gonna add some cold Supergen. Now you can use nutriment, you can use some whole milk to yours, you can use some coconut milk, you know, soy milk, any type of milk you like. Alright, but for me, a Supergen, because me love Supergen. Alright, guys, so I'm gonna add my Supergen. Now I have some molasses. Now this is the type of molasses I found in the supermarket, so I'm gonna add maybe about a teaspoon or a tablespoon, yeah, a teaspoon of molasses. That look like a tablespoon, yeah, a tablespoon of molasses in my mixture. All right, so I'm also gonna add some vanilla. Now this vanilla have some cinnamon and nutmeg as well, but I'm still gonna add some fresh one, because that is never too much for me. Spices can never be too much for me, because me know how to limit my spices and I make it overpower it. So you know, my one not gonna spoil. Alright, because spices can be overpowering at times. Now I'm adding a teaspoon of cinnamon powder. I'm also gonna add some freshly grated nutmeg. Now for me, I like to blend the powder, because sometimes when I add it to the liquid, when you're mixing it, it's kind of hard to mix out, so I'd rather blend it. Alright, so I'm adding like a half a teaspoon or a quarter to half a teaspoon of nutmeg in the mixture. Now I'm gonna cover and let it fully blend, and then I'm gonna return. Alright, now guys, we're gonna test the consistency. Now at this point, if you know like the consistency, then you can add some more oats and blend it, but for me this is perfect. You know, it's perfect. Alright, so I'm gonna just transfer this into a bowl, and then I'm gonna mix it and you know, enjoy my punch. Alright, guys, so me also love my punch. I like it chewy, like the peanut have a little chew into it. Yes, I love that about my punch. Alright, guys, yeah, so I also am gonna use some condensed milk to sweeten, and I'm gonna add some jargon. Now if you don't want yours to be alcoholic, then you could always go ahead and add some malta to it. Alright, but me love alcohol, so me always add jargon or Guinness in my punch. You could also add some white rum, but for me never feel add no white rum in mine, so me never add it. Alright, guys, so I added all of the bottle, and this consistency is still good enough for me, guys. As me say, me not like my one too thick. Yes, so we're gonna add some condensed milk to a taste, of course, and you want to ensure that your condensed milk is mixed out properly, and you know, you add it to your desire, because everybody tastes both different. So I'm gonna add like a half a can in a mine, and trust me, guys, that wasn't extremely sweet based on my taste bud. Alright, so my half a can might be too sweet for you, and maybe some people even use a whole can, but that's not me. I don't want it to be too sweet. Now mix it nicely, and as you can see, guys, you see the little chewy peanut. Yeah, I love it. So guys, I'm also gonna add a little bit of almond, maybe about a 1/8 teaspoon, because it's very strong, so I don't want it to overpower my punch. Alright, mix it nicely, and anything else you want to add in your punch, then go ahead and add it. Alright, so this is the end product, guys. I want to say thank you for watching, and if you enjoy the content and you try it out, please give me your feedback. And you know, thank you for watching. As always, keep safe, guys, and big up on yourself straight.